special that was unique for him. Andrew has done speeches about his dad before. This one is extra special to him. Fellow Toastmasters, please help me welcome Toastmaster Andrew Secker. He will be giving a speech, How My Dad Helped Me Through College, a son remembers. 5 to 7 minutes, Madam Timer. Thank you.
I'm not starting yet.
Figure.
About Toastmasters and other guests. Most of you knew my father, Lieutenant Colonel Edward B. St. Clair Jr., former member of Athens Toastmasters. Something you might not have known, or perhaps you did know, is that my father took classes with me, specifically college classes. The reason is because of the way I learned. I have a learning disability, so I have to learn differently. I would have to literally sit down on the left side, front side, like this, and look toward a computer screen, say, which is up on my far right, because that's the way I learned. However, that was one thing. The reason my dad helped me throughout my 8 years of college was the way I learned. He would go see each of these professors the day before the semester began, and he would introduce himself and explain who he was and why I'm there for him. Most every class he went to was wonderful, except for 2 classes, college algebra and German. College algebra was much different for him at the time, and German was because he was in the army, so he thought GI German was much different than German at college. For both these classes, he would have me learn a little bit differently. Allow me to explain. My dad would sit to the left of me usually, and explain, and he would be looking at notes and writing down study questions. These study questions he would put on a computer, just like this. He would then print them off, and he would put them in a notebook, and I would literally read every note over and over again, so I had. This was then going through 5. Just picture me repeat this 10 times before I had it all in my head. So not only did I learn, but the students learned as well. Some of his favorite classes that he took were world geography and art history. He did not take a single music class with me, since my major was music. Even even when he was in Toastmasters, when I started, he would do the same thing. He would do the research, we would talk about it, and then I would talk about it over and over and over again. He would talk about it all the way to Toastmasters. Before I graduated, which was a wonderful event for me, after 8 years, the president of the university honored my father with this certificate, stating that my dad was given an honorary diploma from my mother for the 8 years he helped me complete my degree. I was not able to bring the big piece, which has a newspaper article talking about myself and how I got to get to my degree. Still, in the 8 years I did college and the 9 years I've been Toastmaster, my dad still helped me out so much. I know most of you who knew my father before he passed away knew how special he was to me. I always be grateful to my father for what he did. He is my role model. He was my role model for Toastmasters. And this is why I'm happy to say on August 1st, I'll be celebrating 10 years with this club. Thank you.